So yeah, they're buffing characters. I mean, I've known this was gonna happen for a while. The moment they added staking and actual hard content, it was guaranteed. How though was always the question. And it seems like the way that they're going about it is they're going to just be basically a small little quest, then you get it. You use the characters. Most likely what's gonna end up happening is that Durin is gonna be our best partner for this. And I don't know how I feel about that, right? I don't know about having to need the new character, right, in order for the team to work, kind of, for the new buff to work. Although it's better than previous, because you can still use like Venti and Fischl or something, right? And that will technically count and get everybody in Fischl and Venti their buffs. By the way, why is Fischl here? That took me a second to realize. Why is Fischl here? Sucrose, she has a chance. Sucrose has a chance to be really good if she, if proper buffs happen to her. She can be really good. Only thing though is the proper buffs is due to her artifact set. They're not buffing the artifact set, chat. They're not. So why is Sucrose here? I don't know. But other than that, yeah, every single other one of these characters, I fully understand why they're here. We could talk about it a little bit. Venti here is becoming a DPS. They did say they were changing constellations, so it's possible that he gets, he's getting a new bow, right? That's crazy. Somehow this character has 2 signature weapons now. What was it? It started as Skyward Harp, and then everyone was like, this is a DPS weapon. And then they were like, oh, well, yeah, we got a new weapon for him. Here you go. And now that was one of the best weapons they've ever released. And now they're adding another weapon. Although, because they're making him a DPS, I'm not so sure that it's going to be a support bow, which means it's not going to be that good. So yeah, we'll have to see what it looks like when it comes out. But other than that, hopefully, Albedo's buffs seem good, but he's Geo. He needs a little more than just, he's unbreakable. He's unbreakable. He's unbreakable and he works now, guys. He needs a little more. He needs numbers tuned a lot. And then, yeah, Razor, I think, was talking about regenerating energy and stuff. It's whatever. And they also even said that they were going to optimize Klee's combos. Great. One thing you can say is the criticism the characters received when they launched and, from passed on, right? It has been taken into effect when they're talking about buffing these characters. It has. They absolutely were looking at these characters, looking at what people were saying, and were like, okay, so these characters that get buffed, these are the issues. We'll see, because Eula can absolutely make a comeback if they really tune up her numbers and make her easier to use, help her with her energy and stuff. She can make a comeback, right? We already have Fischl here. Fischl, Eula, it's a great combo, and there's not really much else to say. So yeah, we'll have to see. Subscribe. It helps me feed my family. And then we do have the banners, which is the banners are insane. Actually, the banners are insane. Given that Venti is getting a buff, I'm going to assume he's good, right? That maybe a little, again, they're making him a DPS. I don't really know how well that's going to go. But, at least he'll be better than he is. And be better than he is right now. Because Venti right now, pretty useless. Flat out just pretty useless, because he doesn't really do well with his burst in any situation, because in Imaginarium Theater, it's nice to think about Venti's burst, but it almost never lines up with the character. The amount of times I've gotten Venti and Hu Tao as a team, and it's just like I have to use Venti because I don't like him enough to save him. So he just ends up getting, used up. Never really a character to use. That could be useful for Imaginarium Theater, right? Again, though, you do need now 2 of these Hexen Circle characters. So we'll see. Because, if Venti, is in your party, no other Hexen Circle, that's it. You don't have the buff stack. That's kind of the issue. So we'll see. Imaginarium Theaters, We do have the 5-star sword for Durin. He is a sword user, which, this looks insane. Durin does have some very nice aesthetics. And then obviously here's the weapon for Venti. Kind of crazy. And then utterly insane, they don't want you to keep your Primos out. Jahoda or Jahudi, whatever, she's seemingly very strong. Just looking at her, she is, I think, a little bit of let me go watch her kit. Okay, yeah, rewatching it. Yeah, she's very strong. Yeah, basically what she's gonna do here is for Nefer and Flynn's is really where this character is gonna be used on. She is gonna heal you. Finally, we have a healer, and then she's also gonna deal the most element that you have or whatever. I don't know, but most of the time, given what I know about, you know, Hydro being like the #1 element, things like to absorb and whatever, it seems like she's probably gonna just apply Hydro a lot, and that's really good because if you've ever used Dino, the bosses don't like staying in her thring, whatever. They don't. So it's nice. We now have something that follows us and just applies. It's pretty good. So yeah, not bad at all. And then healing obviously is gonna be great for Nefer's team. I'm surprised the Animo character with Nefer. I mean, story-wise, yeah, it makes sense. Sure, it's Jahoda, and it works. And like in theory, like in practice, you feel like it would work because it's Dendro, but I guess because they have the one Hydro there, it worked. So yeah, not bad. And then obviously we can talk about the real, like, you're not getting away with your primos. Shilonen, which genuinely I don't recommend people summon for. I don't. She's really good, but she's not, like, considering supports nowadays are just like, oh yeah, you need me, which is, oh yeah, I guess I forgot to talk about this about Durin, but Durin seems like that kind of support, guys. Seems like that kind of support where it's gonna be like, you need me, because you're not gonna do any damage without me. That's really what it seems like with Durin. And if you summon for him, plan for Nicole, I think. Nicole, Alice, both of them. He probably is gonna want Durin. I wouldn't be surprised if the team is Alice DPS, Nicole support, Durin support, Electro. That's an overload team. I wouldn't be surprised. It seems very plausible to me. We've seen now one clip in here. It shows that Nicole is also Pyro, meaning we have a Pyro core. Why? I'll be honest, I thought Mafwika might escape, man. I thought she might still be the best, you know, well, I thought she might be the second best, because I figured Alice was gonna be a DPS. But now, I mean, Durin here, he's applying off field and he's buffing your damage. I would not be surprised if he ended up replacing Mavwika in a lot of teams. And even if he doesn't, he probably will, because Mavwika is gonna be way more valuable to save for another team, right? Mualani, I think is going to work great with this guy. Just get a little bit of buffs. Even if it's not like super big of a buff, it's still going to be great because you're going to be able to save Mavwika. So yeah, I really do think that this is a overall amazing update. Not so much for people's wallets, because Verissa's back here. Not bad. I do love Verissa. She is genuinely one of those, like, we're talking, she is properly top 5. People say Arlecchino's top 5 nowadays. She's not. That's not true. But Verissa is properly a top 5 DPS, right? I do wish I had her weapon, but given the fact that, again, understand, most likely Columbina's next update, which is the #1 reason why I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, so they want you to summon. So I'm assuming Columbina's next update. That could be good, because, hey, maybe it's Durin. Maybe Durin is the character we're summoning for with Columbina. However, it's possible they do a Silali Mavwika situation, and Columbina as a DPS has a dedicated support with someone else. I just say what I think, and it sounds true. I think so. So, yeah. There's not really much else for me to say. You know, Columbina coming up next update. Don't recommend you summon, but oh my god, it's gonna be hard not to. Because I mean, Shilon again, it's a great support. Honestly, right now I wouldn't say she's worth it, because again, like, people are talking like, you know, you summon for Lauma, you know, Nefer, Flynn's, they don't want Shilon. Then Shilon's like, what the fuck? Why would you ever use Shilon with, you know? I mean, that's like, Shilon's like an option. She's an option, but I don't like the care. Really, it's Mavwika, Mualani, right, and then Arlecchino and Nevi, those characters. But Arlecchino and Nevi are like almost 2 years old at this point, and they kind of are not really, like, we would be shocked. I mean, oh, actually, there's another thing. I think Arlecchino gets a buff with Durin. I think Overload Arlecchino gets a buff with Durin. Maybe. We'll see. Other than that, chat, let's go ahead. I'm going to end the video today. Goodbye.